Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Lightyear. This is the 2022, literally less than 2 months old. It came out June 17th. I got this when I went to see the film. Yeah, June 17th. It's not even 2 months old, and it's an hour and 49 minutes. And I imagine that since it didn't do too well at the box office, since it's still not burning up the box office during the summer, we came back more so from the pandemic. Uh, it runs the streaming real fast. You can, I guess, you can tell that a movie does good or not depending on how fast it goes to streaming, at least for major studios like Disney. So, or Warner Brothers, or something like that. In this case, this brand new film, I'm going to do my best not to give away any spoilers. That's my goal. There is a lot to say, but I can't really say it. There's if I'm going to stick to that rule. Um, I told you how long it is, and I told you it came out less than 2 months ago. It stars Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear, and just to be clear, just like I showed you in that poster there, um, this is not a sequel to Toy Story, like a solo movie for Buzz Lightyear the toy. It's not that. If you were thinking that's the case, and why didn't they get Tim Allen? And why is it Chris Evans? And why does he look totally different than he does in the other Toy Story films? It's because he's not a toy in this. He is. Maybe you figure that out. Some people I don't think understand that. And they wanted something that's just Buzz Lightyear toy action, thing. No, this is the movie. This is technically the movie, and it explains this at the beginning. Um, this is the movie that Andy would have seen in 1995 and would have gotten the toy for his birthday that year. That led us to see the story of Toy Story as Buzz joins the crew and butts heads with Woody and everything else. That is its own little universe, but this is the movie the merchandise was made off of. So, although I think about this now, it wouldn't have been a Pixar film that he would have seen. He would have seen whatever he saw would have probably been a live action film starring Chris Evans in 1995. He would have been a bit younger. I mean, he was, yeah, he was. No, he would have been really, really young because he was like Johnny Storm in 2004. So, and he was in his, I guess, his 20s then. So yeah, I'm not gonna do the math on that. He's yeah. Anyway, uh, either way, whoever the actor would have been that was playing Buzz Lightyear, it would have been technically a live action film because Andy's a live action person in his world. We just see him as animated because yes, I'm getting way too complicated into this. Anyway, the film. Why didn't it do good? Better? Why didn't it do? Again, it might have been that confusion. I have no idea. It's a really good film. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm a big sci-fi fan, and I don't have the expectations. I understood what the film was, and I don't have the expectations that some have that, or might have felt betrayed that Tim Allen wasn't doing the voice. It's not the same thing, and I'm not going to go into that whole drama. Whatever. It's not a big deal to me. What this is a character very much like the Buzz Lightyear toy that inspired the toy. God, I keep it's just it's, sorry that I have to keep explaining that over and over again, and I'm going to try to stop. Buzz is a space ranger, just like and he is on a mission on another planet, and he gets in a little bit of trouble. And he and his teammate Hawthorne, Alicia Hawthorne, best friend, fellow space ranger, and the mission goes wrong, and they get stuck on a planet, and they realize the only way to get off that planet is to create a fuel source that will let them get to warp, especially because right now their ship is not set up to do that. So he's a test pilot who has to work to get them off that planet. that's all I really can say story wise, because if I get any further into that, there's some stuff in this that the trailers did not give away, which I kind of really liked. For once, trailers did not spoil the crux of the film, and I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to try not to, while still explaining that. You see, he's got a cat here. That's like a robot cat, voiced by Peter Sohn. If you know who Peter Sohn is, if you recognize that voice, it's Russell from Up, little guy. Yeah, Peter Sohn. He's also, I think he's an animator, or he does something with Pixar beyond voice work, but he's done a few voices now in Pixar films, most notably Russell, and now Socks, the cat. And Socks is a great, fun companion, provides a lot of the humor in this, not intentionally, but he's funny. So, where Buzz Lightyear is very much the straight man in this. He's by the book. He narrates everything through his communicator. He seems very familiar, like the toy we recognize. He's very serious about his mission. He is dedicated to his mission, and that's kind of the crux of this. He's not sure if he can ever rely on anybody else except for Alicia, who he's very, very close to. But for the most part, he believes he needs to be the hero. He needs to be the one to accomplish the mission, bar anything else. Like nothing else can get in his way every time the Space Rangers complete their mission. And that the kind of the crux of the internal story in this is, should he sacrifice everything in order to complete the mission? Is the mission more important than the people he's completing the mission for? And that's that kind of struggle. You can probably figure out which direction he goes with that, but it's not an easy path, obviously. There's a little bit of there's some sad moments here and there. I'm not going to spoil that, but you might guess something, but not for the reason to... Excuse me, no edits. Not for the reasons you might think. So, sorry, I'm Triscuits. I don't know. Anyway, he goes on the mission to basically try to save his crew, the people that they are transporting to another place. They have a ship full of people in cryogenic storage kind of thing, and they do what they can to keep them safe, to get them home and get them where they need to be. Will he do it? Can he do it? Well, guess what? There's one thing that's within the trailers I'm going to not spoil, but I'm going to reiterate. Of course, if you have a Buzz Lightyear story, it's got to have Zurg. You got to have Zurg as the bad guy, and you get a glimpse of him. Not fairly early, but early enough that, I mean, the story, there's enough of a story going on with Buzz before we ever get to see Zurg, which is kind of neat, because there's no real antagonist in this until almost halfway through the film. I mean, again, we expect Zurg to be in there because, hey, the toys. They had a Zurg toy, Well, of course, he's got to show up in the film. So it's a lot of... I kind of want to watch Toy Story now, see if there's any toys that look like other characters in this movie, like they retrofitted, like maybe on the shelves. I mean, the Buzz Lightyear figure was all over the shelves at that one point in the toy store, but yeah, I don't know if they have any others. But anyway, so yeah, you get Buzz in a life or death battle against Zurg, and there's a pretty decent number of twists here and there. I don't think, for the most part, that this is a film, as much as I loved it, and I love sci-fi, and I love the action adventure aspect of it, and it looks beautiful. It's animated gorgeously. It is not. It doesn't give us a whole lot of twists. Well, it gives us twists and turns, but it doesn't tread any new ground. You kind of see all the sci-fi tropes put into this, and it's not meant to be anything super, sophisticated. It's not Dune, okay? It's a kids' film, that supposedly came out in 1995, but looks like a film that came out in 2022 by Pixar. So, yeah, it's got lots of humor. It's got lots of action. It's got a ticking clock kind of race against time in order to save his crew and his people and yeah, it's also about sacrifice and knowing what to do in order to get the mission done or not. What do you sacrifice in order to do the right thing? And it's what a hero does, and that's who Buzz Lightyear is. One thing I'm going to tell you, there are 3. It's not a Marvel. It's Chris Evans is in this. Captain America is in this, but it's not a Marvel movie. But it does have 3 after credit sequences. So yeah, I mean, I only realized this when I saw it in the theaters. By the way, this is breaking a 41-day run of things of stuff I have never seen before. Like, I watched 41 days in a row. I think it's the longest streak I've had of things on Disney Plus that I've never seen before. Today I chose to break this because I wanted to do this on the day it was released, which sucks. I'm going to see how much longer this will go after that, but still 41 days. Anyway, I stuck around when I was in the theaters and I saw it. I saw people still sitting there even as the castle went by at the end and the Pixar, the lamp, everything goes hopping by. There's stuff right after the main credits. There's a little piece after the final credits, and there's a piece after the Pixar lamp sequence. So, yeah. And considering how well this did at the box office, it teases something sets up a sequel that may never happen now. I don't know, because again, when you don't blow it out of the water at the box office, I'm sure lots of other films that were out in the theaters at the time would love to have Lightyear numbers, but for a Pixar film, this probably didn't do as well as it should have, especially with a brand name like Buzz Lightyear. So I say I liked it even more the second time, and I think it's the kind of thing that if you get a chance, watch it more than once. Like, once you've gotten, and I tried to look for all the hints towards the twists and turns that I knew were going to come after seeing it the first time, and I actually couldn't see. I didn't see any surprises, any hints as to what was to come, but I should have expected it. So either way, I highly recommend this. If you skipped it at the theaters, well, I mean, you didn't have to wait long to watch it on Disney Plus. So I say give it a shot, absolutely. Especially if you love Buzz Lightyear, if you love Toy Story and things like that. It's not set in that world. Don't expect him to be hiding in a closet somewhere, or doing Spanish dances with Jessie. It's none of that stuff is happening. This is a real human being in outer space. So it's all right. It's fun. And don't get hung up on the Tim Allen thing. Tim Allen, you know what? If they make more Toy Story movies, Tim Allen is in. That is, just keep doing them, Tim. But this is a whole different thing, and I'm not about to blame anybody for its bad box office, but it's people's loss at not being able to see us in the theaters. It's their own loss. But you get to watch it on Disney Plus now. Come on. Let's see what we're going to watch tomorrow. What we're going to watch tomorrow.
45.
45. All right. I don't have to scroll far. 45. Okay. Well. All right. Well, we got a series, and it's one episode, and it falls within the Marvel Universe, and it does not star Chris Evans, even though it is animated. So, we're going to be watching, since you can figure it's in the A's, can you figure out what this might be involving? Which characters? We're watching Avengers Assemble. Now, Avengers Assemble is, I believe, in the UK, I believe, in Europe, they called the first Avengers film Avengers Assemble in order to keep it from being confused with the old British TV show called The Avengers, starring Emma Peel. And so it was famous here in America back in the 60s, but not to the degree it was in the UK. So Avengers Assemble is an animated series that came out, I believe, around the same time as the film, just to keep feeding people, as kids especially, as much Avengers content as possible at that time. Because, hey, let's sell advertising space on Disney Channel or Disney XD or wherever it was. For Saturday morning cartoons on Fox, I have no idea where it aired, but we're going to be watching at least one episode, unless it's like a two-parter, then I'll watch two. Avengers Assemble on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow.